That's right, Cosmopolitan, April 2011 with Olivia Wilde. As you guys know, Cosmopolitan, right here with your truly Black Guido. Transformer chain, so you know we're about to transform some stuff right here. I'm gonna jump right into the confessions. As you guys know, we'll be doing this thing every issue. Guys, like, my friends been asking me, like, yo, Guido, you're a full-out subscriber of Cosmopolitan. I was reading the Cosmopolitans, and you're dedicated, so you know what, you're up doing your videos on YouTube. Might as well just talk about Cosmopolitan. So here we are. We're gonna do this on a regular basis. So you know what? I don't have a set program, but we're just gonna go along with it. We're just gonna wing it. So you know what I decided to do? I said, you know what? I'm gonna give you guys my top favorite confession of my females, then my male confession. Jump into some 50 ways to seduce your man, and I'll show you guys one of the games I see up in here. You know, this is just a quick segment, but let's go. So I'll go with my number one. It was tough to choose. There's a couple in here, but I'll go with my number one. It was from Ali. So let's see what it says. Red in the face at register 5. If you guys want to read along, you guys can come read along too. I'd finished grocery shopping and headed to the front to check out. When it was my turn, I gave the cashier my reusable bag. As I unloaded my food, I saw him looking at the floor uncomfortably. I wasn't sure what to think, so I told him I could bag the stuff if he needed help. Saying nothing, he wrapped a plastic bag around his hand, bent down, picked up one of my thongs from the floor, and handed it to me. I have no idea how it got caught in my grocery bag, but I just said thanks and stayed at this card swipe machine until I could pay. Longest checkout ever. Now, Ali, that's funny, you know what I mean? Now, you guys might think, what? I'm thinking, yo, what the heck is this girl thinking? Ali, what were you thinking? How you gonna make your panties caught up in your laundry bag or in your grocery bag? I'm like, yo, there's no way you can justify that. Like, how? We have sex in the kitchen or something? So then I read the guy confessions, and this actually made it into my number one because my number one of female confessions. Now, check this out. This is the reason behind it. My man Peter says, if you can't stand the heat, ... stay out the kitchen. My girlfriend and I are long distance, so when we see each other, we have sex whenever we can. One weekend, her roommate was out of town, and since we had the apartment to ourselves, we hooked up in the middle of the kitchen. Things were getting good until we heard the doorknob jingle. We both froze in a panic, and in walked her roommate, who came back early from her trip to find us naked up against the counter and saw everything. Later, we caught her spraying down the counter. Now, Peter, I think Allie's your girlfriend. And I think that you and Allie was doing the deed at her apartment, and that, yeah, her panty, her thong, got in her garbage bag, in her grocery usable bag, and that's how she ended up at the grocery store in front of my homeboy, looking all shocked and disgusted that, oh my gosh, her panties are on the floor. But yeah, that was one of my those are my number one confessions of this month. But yeah, I also seen 50 ways to seduce him in seconds. 50 ways to seduce him. Now, a couple of my favorites, real quick. I'll give you guys my top four. All right. Number one. I love number one. I just bought a new perfume and I gave my guy a whiff. Then challenged him to find the patch on my body where I had spritzed it. Ladies, that's sexy. That's hot. You know what I mean? I think that's a fun game to do. That was pretty cool. Yo, this one right here was hot. I like this one. Number 4. My fiance and I always run together, and one time on our quiet path, I told him to stop so I could tie my shoe. But when I kneeled down, I started giving him oral. Whoo! So fellatio on the runway. That's what I'm talking about, buddy. That's hot. That is hot. You know what I mean? I seen that one. That got me going. There's a lot of some wicked ones in here. Some cool ones in here actually. Another one I seen was, oh, check this one out. Steal his phone and quickly snap a pic of your cleavage or the inside of your thigh. When you see his jaw drop, you'll know he stumbled upon it. That is exclusive. That is kind of naughty. Here, one more before we go into the next part. Watch this. One morning, I served my guy breakfast in bed, but told him he could only eat it off my body. Now, ladies, if you're trying to do that for me, I like pancakes in the morning. So, like, you know what? With a syrup, it's gonna get kind of sticky, right? But you know, everything gets sticky in the bedroom, if you know what I mean. But yeah, yo, 50 ways to seduce your men, and yo, fellas, if you're watching this, now there's some ways that that ladies don't want you because it works for them, but it doesn't work for us. You know what I mean? Like, now we can't seduce our ladies by lying in the bed naked because that's just not sexy. No, it's all our body hair. That's not sexy. We don't want to do that. Yeah, 50 ways to seduce your man. That was actually pretty big and that was pretty cool. Last thing I seen here that I kind of like was pretty cool was the Cosmo Sex Fantasy game. Now this game is pretty tight, all right. Now you see the cards here. You take the cards. What you gotta do is you gotta make something up with the cards, all right. So now we have bar, over the knee boots, and then phone. Wow, so you gotta use a bar, either in your house or use your imagination somehow. Over the knee boots, so those long, sexy ass boots that you ladies be wearing. Oh yeah, we know, we recognize. Use that and a phone, cell phone, house phone, doesn't even matter. So role play with all those. Use those three the best way you can. Role play. The guy will pick one, the female will pick one. You could actually use one for like 6 days a week. Every night do something crazy, and you can actually go far into it. Or you could use a bunch of one night and be pretty much freaky. With that being said, that's Cosmo for now. We can later get into this, dissect some more of it later on. But for now, I advise you guys go pick up your April edition of Cosmopolitan with Olivia Wilde's on the cover. Cosmopolitan is the hottest magazine. You guys can see I'm actually loaded up. I got the UK edition of Cosmopolitan. Use the UK. We got the pink Cosmopolitan. We got everybody in here. We have Jessica Alba from way back. Down here we got Cosmopolitan galores. Like they just keep coming in. We just for years love Cosmopolitan is that #1 magazine. With that being said, gonna come back up into this later on. Cosmopolitan with Olivia Wilde, and we're gonna talk further about this. But until now, go out, get your Cosmopolitan. With that being said, Black Guido Transformer Chain Swagger in full effect, trying to transform stuff here. And I'm out of here. Deuces. Booyah, hallelujah, the Guido trying to do ya. That's how you're supposed to end it.